Now, let's see if you can show us how it's done this time.
A wonderful job this year and every year. All right, so Tech, if you're ready, we're going to get going on this loading screen. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Attack on Titan. We need to do a little bit of explanation at the start here because AOT 1 and 2 have... When we do the story, you'll be seeing in the bottom right on the radar, you'll be seeing a couple of like story markers and stuff. There's one that's going to appear right next to me, and story markers are a little bizarre in these games because if you don't hit them, you can't actually progress stuff. So it looks like this is like the first one, but there was one we were on. So we're basically going to do a whole bunch of movement. Unfortunately, I can't get my hooks. There we go. Need a little bit of hook movement to just get a little bit of forward momentum, but keep dragging the ground at the moment, which is unfortunate. We need to basically go through all of our markers towards this little town here, and then we will get our first Titan. The first level here basically serves as essentially a bit of a glorified tutorial for stuff you've already done in this game before. Final Battle is the expansion to AOT 2, so you're already very aware of, obviously, this. I have to reapply my anchors there, and then we do our blades. The movement in this game is really good. You can see I can, like, hang on to buildings and stuff like this. I'll be doing this at certain points to get into, like, a good position to start taking out our next few Titans. With our early tutorials here, we do actually need to follow this one. Some of them we can skip. We'll be skipping a couple of them later on, which is a shame, because that means you're not going to get to see the Thunder Spears later on. So you can boost as well with A like this, and an attack like this. Ideally, I can go fast enough, I can skip these cutscenes. Unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't happen. If it happens, I'll just let them play out. Now, if you look at the minimap, you'll also see a second type of marker there, which is a green one. That is essentially like a subcase. It basically gets you like an ally that can help you, and it refills your special weapon. We're not going to be using the special weapon in Season 3, because unfortunately they're not quite as good as just normally attacking with blades like this. With these final Titans here, they will have a green weak spot. In the first game, we had a little bit of speed tech with these grenades to be able to just basically attack them directly. Unfortunately, that doesn't work in this game. They stop grenades from doing that, so we actually have to attack the weak spots themselves. Thankfully, as you can see, if we can take out the weak spot, we can just take out the Titan very, very quickly. Despite the fact this is Season 3%, this kind of takes place a little bit after Season 2, so just ignore that for now. And weirdly, for a game that's about fighting Titans, we sure are about to not fight Titans for the next 10 minutes. One of the things that the DLC introduces, that you're about to see immediately, is human combat. It is pretty different to Titan combat because obviously there isn't going to be like any aiming at body parts, but we are going to be doing some hopefully very quick movement in this next level. It is very, very important that I go fast in this next level, which, I mean, for speedrun, that's obvious anyway. But this is going to turn into a stealth mission. This is Levi. Levi is going to be the character we control for the vast majority of this mode, which Levi is very, very overpowered, as you will see. So with human versus human combat, we have to get close to our target, and as soon as it goes blue, we can do a really strong attack. If you're lucky, you can actually get them when they're not blue, but you have to be really close to them and you do less damage. This has now become a stealth mission. We have to get to a certain point before certain NPCs spawn in or avoid them. So I need to do good movement, hopefully, over these buildings. I'm trying to get a bit of height here so I can just go straight over. So that when they spawn in, you'll see when they spawn in on the mini-map, we will hopefully, when we get in here, be immediately in the next place that we need to be. So with those story markers, basically we have to be in certain places. If we get seen by one of those three that are moving down the bottom, that story marker is going to get delayed over the marker for them seeing me and spawn in more enemies. The whole point of AOT speedruns, for the most part, is to be able to make it so that you can get to like the next marker point without it being delayed. So the less dialogue in the middle as possible. In this next fight, we have to take care of everybody. The main target, of course, will be Kenny, if we can get him. There is also, with human versus human combat, humans can actually reload. So, ideally, we wouldn't want to do that, but with the reload animation, you basically do a big critical hit, which will take care of Kenny in one hit. If I can target Kenny, I will go for him first. Kenny is... that's a nice movement. Kenny is kind of hard to take care of. Once everyone's gone, we need to do the same again and get across the city really stealthily or pretty fast. There is a certain point I've got to get to, and it's quite far away this time, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go reasonably fast here in a bit of fight. Is this street right here. So, there's some big differences between the main story of AOT2 and the DLC, which is what we're doing. In the main story of AOT2, 75% of it is the same as the first game, 25% of it is Season 2 content, but the biggest difference is that you create a character. Said creator character can learn their own skills and stuff, whereas in the first game, every single character had their own unique abilities and character traits. This is something that's come back for Season 3, and of all the characters, unsurprisingly, Levi is the strongest. And we'll be using him for the vast majority of this category, apart from like 2 exceptions. Unfortunately, I've been given a very bad pattern by Kenny going this way, because we're going to be going to the top left of the map after this bit. I'm getting very bad positioning of enemies as well. This should be that. There's one left, we'll just take them with us, which it looks like there is. They'll come over, hopefully. They might get a bit stuck here. They are a bit stuck. Let's go kill them. Come here. Come here. So what I can do, and what you kind of are seeing me do a little bit, is after every kind of like hook and dodge, I can use my boost on my gas. I'm probably not going to make this next stealth cycle, so we're probably just going to hit one of them, or try and go this way. I'm going to get hit here, which is unfortunate. It's going to be quite close, because they're there on the left. Oh, they saw me. Now that's fine if I can do this next bit reasonably fast. The issue with being seen here is it creates extra targets, because we can get here and we can still get the trigger point. Now, I am after specifically this site, and you're in the way, unfortunately. We are after one person in particular. Now, if you see... Caven. There we go. So if you see the red lines, that's when the humans are going to start shooting us, and that's an issue. If you get shot 3 times, that's it. You're done at that point. So you have to be very careful. When the UI disappears, you're invulnerable. And you can see now the reason why I didn't want more enemies to spawn in, because obviously more enemies spawning in makes targeting so much harder, and I wish I could jump like this. Having a good old time. So that's the end of that level. It didn't go too badly, thankfully. The unfortunate thing was the one guy being like stuck behind a little bit, but it's still fine. You can kind of see that we want to go for certain targets. It's gonna be the same for this next level. The story markers and the side markers that I was talking about earlier are going to play prominently in this level. We're going to want to get good momentum during a specific cutscene to be able to hopefully get as far back in this one cavern as possible. But for some of these battles, there's going to be like one final target that you have to take out, and those are the ones we're just going to take care of. So for this next level, this will be our last level going up against humans, then we will go back to fighting Titans. But Levi has, with Levi's character traits, he has a lot of very, very strong ones that you're not going to see right now. We're going to start with specific targets here, because I'm going to be going to a specific part of this level. It's very, very fast-paced. Movement, as you can see, is very fast, and so is the combat. When we get back to the Titans, it's actually like a little bit more slower pace. It's a little bit easier to tell what's going on. But essentially, I am either attacking or using my hooks and then just boosting immediately so I can regain my momentum. Oh, you are giving me some problems. Come back down here, please. There we go. So, essentially, there's a couple of targets here that do not follow you. That's one of them. These 2 are another, and then we're just basically going to go through the rest, as you can see on the way through. Almost had the counter there, but again, I don't want to take you through the counter on these enemies because everyone's going down in one hit anyway. Something important to note that I haven't made mention of yet is our resource management. If you look at the bottom left, you'll see a blue line, and above it, what looks like a big long knife. That's our blades and our gas. So we have to make sure those are sufficiently topped up. We have unlimited gas and blade refills because we are playing on Heaven difficulty, which just basically gives us unlimited, and makes it so that Titans don't take like 20 hits to go down. But we need to go forward in this cutscene so that we can get pushed to the back of the cavern. We're going to have Caven appear very, very quickly in the middle. She's going to appear in the middle of 2 of the green side markers. Essentially, we do not want to get either of them because it will push back the rest of the dialogue and the rest of the story stuff that occurs in this chapter way later. So we're going to let Kaven start to come towards us, which thankfully she will do. Just make sure we avoid these two. And also, our last target of this level, which is just Kenny again, he's actually going to appear right next to us. Good first hit. Good second hit. Not good first hit, that's fine. So, only 3 hits to take down Kaven. I'm going to refresh my gas and blades. If you look at the bottom left, you'll see there's like a radial wheel. I'm basically holding the button for that long, and when it lands in the yellow marker, if you can land it, you get unlimited. Now, Kenny appears about here to the left. Kenny is a bit of a pain to target in this next bit. Not sure what you're doing here, but sure. So, essentially, Kenny's the only one we're after. There you are, you're up here, which is an issue. If it takes too long to get him, I will go after other targets just to, like, clear up the way a little bit. There you are. Well, you're in a good position there. One. Fortunate. Oh, I could have actually done the attack there. That would have been faster. And there we go. That's the end of Kenny. That's the end of our human combat. So thankfully, we're going to go back to actually Titan combat. But first, we're going to go on a little bit of a slight gimmick level. There's kind of something we can use in AOT1 that's like decent speed tech that we're actually going to get to use at the start of this next level. But this next level is essentially it's almost an auto-scroller. It's an auto-scroller with a little bit of luck. Essentially, there's a big old Titan. He's crawling along the ground, and we're going to have to stop him. And the only way we can do that is with cannons. Cannons in AOT games are extremely overpowered. So unfortunately, this becomes a game of hit the weak spot, which the weak spot is going to be one of 3 random spots. The only way to go super fast at this is to just guess right, and then also guess right when it changes, which it's random, and it was the right arm this time. Most of the time, I've seen it be the head or the left arm, so I tried to pick this out. You can see the HP bar on the right. This is some really bad hits, actually. So whilst I sit here and fire this cannon for like a minute or two, Bobby, if you've got any donations, it'd be great to hear from you.
I do have some donations. It's good to see you again, Froob,
It's good to see you again.
We have a $5 donation from Lady Conniver saying, gotta donate during the Attack on Titan run for mine and my boyfriend's favorite GDQ duo, Froob and Bobby. Aw, good luck on the run. Excited to see this game get broken. Thank you so much for that. We have a $25 donation from Grizzleby saying, wait, this isn't Baseball Man. Oh well, good luck fighting Titan Amon. Amon is still here, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a $25 donation from Esty Bestie saying a donation for my favorite runner, Froob. Good luck and attack those Titans too.
Get going, he's only half dead.
He's only half gone. Oh, well, how about this? We have a $10 donation from Carolyn Design saying 140K get. Can we speedrun to 150,000? Chat, that's right. We are heading towards $150,000 donation total raise this entire thing. So maybe during this run, maybe we can get it. Let's try. I believe in you, Twitch chat. GDQ Discord, I also see you and see your bingo card. And I know I just gave you a bingo space. So I'm not above bribery. I believe in you too. Let's get some donations in and be sure to select one of the incentives. We got a whole bunch of Castlevania and Bloodstained incentives to make the games harder for our runners. That's what you want, Froob. You want to make things harder for our runners, right?
Yep, I know my boy Bobby's doing Bloodstained. I know his is coming up next. All my choices will be going to Bobby. Bobby's awesome. But both Bobby, who is on the mic currently, and Bobby aka Blacktastic. They're both absolutely wonderful. Right now that we've done that wonderful part, don't worry about the fact he has no face. Don't worry about that. We now have to play red light, green light, where I literally have to wait for the game to tell me to push the B button. So, Bobby, if you got any more donations, now is literally perfect.
I absolutely do. I've got a $250 donation from Kareth Arkwind saying, let's go, Froob. Even though it's not in this game, the spirit of the low poly rat has blessed this run. What is there a low poly rat in this game that we're not seeing? What's going on here?
That is a Yakuza reference. Some of the PS3 games have, when you go through a sewer section, they have this one little rat that's like really low poly that can randomly turn up, and we call him a little good luck rat. He's a good rat. He's low poly rat. Okay, so once you'd think with the lore of video games, the rule would be, 3 attacks to do this. Thankfully, it's only 2. So now that this gimmick's done, it's time to move on to the next gimmick. AOT2 introduced this sneak attack thing that you can do with this kind of spyglass. We're not going to do that, but we have to do that. So here's a whole bunch of chunks of that Titan falling through the sky. If one of them hits the floor, that's a game over. Probably we only have to take care of 2 of them, so we're just going to go for any 2 that are not too close, because that will fail. And when you're done with 2, that's it. That's the end of level. So the gimmick level's done. Remember I said you don't have to let any of them hit the floor? Yeah. Now the nice thing is, we're not the one that finds the actual part that makes all of these disappear. It's a different character called Historia. There she is. You actually get to do that with her. You do this entire level again in the... Don't worry about Kenny. He's just had some bad wine. With this level, you actually redo it in a second storyline that unlocks after this one. So we actually do repeat a couple of the levels, but we're only going to be doing the Season 3, which is the Scout Regiment story. You can see that it's kind of branching off here and there. This next level's fun. This next level is back to very fast-paced dealing with Titans. This is Hanjay. Hanjay is one of the Scout Regiment. We are testing new weapons. These are the Thunder Spears. If I go fast enough, you're not going to get to see them, I'm afraid, but you will see one other weapon in this next bit. So we're going to try and take care of this. Not the Titan I wanted to target, but it is the largest one. So I take care of you, then take care of you. Titan spawns are random, whether you get the big ones or the smaller ones. Ideally, more smaller ones than big ones in this one, but if we can go fast enough, we can take care of them, and then go towards, obviously, the next marker where what they're going to spawn in early. So I'm just going to hang off the top of this, because about here is where the next one's going to spawn in, and if I can take care of them quickly, I can skip this tutorial. And Jay really likes Titans. That's her character, I just like. So, take care of you. Quick change to you. Take care of you. Oh, and if you're wondering, I haven't explained this fully. If you're wondering about the crosshair going yellow, that's a guaranteed critical strike. That's when you're like at a good angle behind them. This is where we're supposed to get tutorialized on the Thunder Spears. They're a bit slow. We don't want to use them. Ideally, we just want to take care of the Titans themselves, so if we can just get one spawning in front of us... Actually, it's there, isn't it? I should be a bit higher up. Okay, hit one behind me, that's fine. So, you see there, for example, I know where it's going to spawn, so I'm intentionally not, actually, using my lock-on. So, that's the Thunder Spears. That's us not using the Thunder Spears. But, the DLC adds a little something else to entice people to get this that's really fun and usually overpowered. Not for this category, though. So, just Hangay saying there that those were very much really hard to use. I have to wait for a second here because otherwise this isn't going to register what we're about to do. We're going to change to the guns. So AOT now has guns. We're going to get as much unlimited ammo as possible, and you'll notice that we're now only doing one-handed hooks. Our movement system has completely changed. Now, the guns are an interesting weapon. They are absurdly overpowered, with the downside that you can't aim specifically for body parts. You see the yellow? That is a guaranteed crit. You can see that they do a lot of damage, and of course the good thing about the guns is they have an absurd amount of range. This is the only level, however, where you'll see me use them, despite them being very overpowered, and I'll explain why in the next one. It's something more overpowered than these guns, and his name is Levi. So, obviously, next Titan's going to spawn in front of us, but with this new type of attacking, with the guns, you have one-handed shooting and you have two-handed shooting. It's actually very different. The one-handed shooting is slower, but a bit more accurate, and you can do this, where you can go very much in the sky, and just take care of everybody in the sky. So as long as I can keep my height, then I can just keep taking care of weak spots from literally as high up as I can be. And this is one of the benefits of having the guns, because obviously, as you can see, you can get behind Titans very quickly, and you just take them out with critical hits like that. It's somewhat hard to do at first. It's very... And sometimes the game doesn't, register that you are actually hitting the weak spot. That's why I try and be as high up as possible. The higher up you are, the less the game kind of moans that you're not actually hitting, the Titan. There you go. And then two-handed shots are when you let go of your hook. So you lock on right R1, right trigger, And then you obviously then let go of that to be able to do the two-handed shooting, which again, much faster, but a lot less accurate. And as I said, you can go very high up, and the range of these guns are absurd. When you run out of ammo, if you can do the quick swap over, as you can see, you get unlimited ammo. As I said, movement's going to be very fast. Our next Titans are over here. Ideally, we get a lot of the smaller Titans here, because the smaller Titans, as you can see, if I didn't hit the tree, that's a good old meme with Attack on Titan runs. There's a tree in Attack on Titan 1 that is just absurd. Go over you. Up. And... come on. Please don't go that way. Thank you. Alright, so... the special upgrade to the blades are the Thunder Spears, and of course the guns are going to get one too. This is about to go into the realms of very not actual canon or real. You might be wondering, if the Thunder Spears are an upgrade for the blades, what's an upgrade for guns? Well, I'm going to be able to take care of the final target ahead of time. I'm going to take care of you ahead of time, because you are going to be a problem if I'm not careful. If you see, when a Titan looks at me like that one did, if you see the little portrait like start to fill in, when it maxes out, that means that they are fully locked on and you can't change your target till they're dealt with. I hope I can go fast at this, but if not, it's fine, because we're about to get, again, something very, very strong. I can show it off anyway, because we have to wait for the level to end. So, the guns become, you know, mini guns. I might not be doing any damage because you can't when the mission is ending. Trust me, these do like 16 to 20k damage a shot. Yeah. They're very, very overpowered, and we would be using them way more if Levi wasn't stronger. Because here's the thing, we're going to go back to what we were saying earlier about all the characters having different traits. Now, all the characters that we play as in this are using the same traits as they have in the first game. That makes Levi exceptionally overpowered. Levi has the ability to chain together 7 hits, which means that even with the guns, the downside is obviously with their inaccuracy. With Levi, we can be very accurate and exceptionally fast and basically take out Titans immediately. This level scares me. This is the longest level in this run. There is a 7-minute soft lock in this level. I'm going to go and make a very quick bit of movement as fast as possible, because outside of the map, or like near the outside of the map, you can see there's a bunch of Titans that we can't get to. Guns would be good for them, but again, Levi is very, very good. So we're not actually going to get the guns. What I want to do is get to this base that has been not completed, and we are going to complete this base. So we're going to make it into a bomb base. This explodes and does damage to basically Titans around. This level has a 7-minute soft lock in it, so we've got a little bit of time before then. So Bobby, if you want to read off some donations, that would be a fantastic time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have a $10 donation from Bubble Tea saying, what would you do if you met a low poly rat?
Why don't we say hello to the low poly rat?
Yeah, I'd say hi. We have a $100 donation from Go123 Attack saying, let's go SGDQ. Good to see Froob back on the stage again. And we have a $25 donation from Cam1881 saying, I'm looking forward to Froob's run. Thanks to his run of Like a Dragon, I've taken another look at the Yakuza series and am enjoying my time with it. Good luck, Froob.
Nice, good to hear. You can do a few more if you want.
Absolutely. Let me pull some more up here over here. I actually wanted, this is about the last run, but it was such a quick run that we didn't get a chance to get it in. We have a $100 donation from the Dawnflower saying, wanted to donate during that Alien Swarm run in honor of the hours my brothers and I spent bashing our heads against the wall trying to beat those levels on the harder difficulties. GG to the runners. Y'all finished the whole campaign in the time it would have taken us to play 1 or 2 levels. Yes, if Kukustas and Mr. Deagle are still watching, that was amazing. And if you missed it, go check out the VOD when it gets uploaded.
Yeah, fully agree. Fully agree. This GDQ has been very, very good so far. Like, I've been very enjoying my time watching it myself. Again, sad I can't be there in person this year. Somebody mismanaged their finances this year. Whoops. Hopefully next year. Hopefully next year.
So we'll get you back out here.
Absolutely. So you can see that a couple of the Titans are now making their way on the map. Unfortunately, this one actually, I think one of them did hit my bomb base. It did explode at some point. But you saw in the middle there, I need to take care of this Titan quickly. this Titan's getting a bit close. Hello there. Please come back here. Thank you. But you'll see with the Titans I took care of in the middle and the next few, we're going to chain targets together. So there's a small little window when you attack Titans with Levi that you can change target and go for the next one. So allow me to demonstrate. So for you, that'll get the arm, and then I can change. I'll take care of all the body parts and then go for the head. There you go. So this is the reason why Levi is really overpowered and why him with blades is really good. This Titan's not coming in, so I'll take care of them now because I have a little bit of time whilst they move over. And then I have to do some very, very specific things. Marlowe here is a pain in the backside. Marlowe is our soft lock. I also need to take care of the Titans on the left, so I will go and start to do that. They're also not exactly making their way in too fast. Good angle. Nice. So that's making use again of that multi-cell. I think, oh, you've actually gone behind me. Ooh, very nice. That's very useful, actually. I should go take care of the one up top before I go after. But there is one Titan in particular I need to try and take care of before Marlowe gets him. Otherwise, Marlowe can potentially soft lock, and that's bad. Then I might potentially go overestimate, which I did not happen. Refuse to let that happen. These two are actually two of them, so I'm kind of surprised they're okay. I'm surprised they're this side of the bridge. That's a double hit. If you're close enough, you can actually get double hits. Those two are the ones I have to hit now, and I should take care of this one as a just in case. Essentially, Marlowe has a strict pathway, which is over that small bridge, which obviously these two Titans are in front of. If Marlowe's pathway gets interrupted, Marlowe decides to try and, go in the water, try and go around them. That's not useful because then Marlowe gets into an infinite lock of trying to jump into the river. And there is no way, unfortunately, to push him out of it. So, essentially, if I can make sure that I take care of certain Titans, Marlowe should, fingers crossed, behave. So we're just going to stay reasonably close to Marlowe. You can see the rest of the Titans are now making their way forward. There is also one more set of Titans that will spawn around them on the other side of the river. I kind of want to stay out of his way just in case. Looks like he's going towards it, which is good. I'm going to need you to stop right there, please. Thank you. There you go. Take care of this one just in case. He's over the river now, so we should be fine, but there are more Titans. So we have to take care of this Titan, this Titan, this Titan, and then we have to take care of the rest. The next story marker won't appear, so I take care of these ones. Unfortunately, we've got a couple of stragglers in the field. Whoa, wait, hey, where are you going? Come here. Thank you. Again, we just don't want the Titans to get as close to them as possible. That's fine, I wasn't bad on my part. Come over. So I might have to go back with him in a second, which is unfortunate. Oh, whoopsie. Should have cancelled that out. Okay, good. Actually, I think that just automatically did it. That's really good. So now I can go straight to the last part of the level, and it's time for a cameo from everyone's favorite voice actor. Let's see if the chat actually can hear who this is. Don't worry about this guy, you'll see him soon. It's indeed Dio from JoJo. He really likes baseball.
I thought it was going to be Chris Pratt.
No, it's not Mario, I'm afraid. It is his good old Dio instead. You're expecting Chris Pratt, but it was him, Dio. So our last 5 targets are out in the field. I actually mentioned field stuff too much because it's actually gone a bit better in this game than it is in the first game. Now, the downside about Dio turning up is that there's a whole bunch of rocks being thrown. Oh, the weakness is right next to me. That's really good. Take care of this, then switch to the Nate, and there we go. I'm going to take care of the one in the middle. I've got some bad movement here because I used up both of my boosts, which I shouldn't have. Hello. Yeah. Move to the right. Take care of you. And that is this level that I was afraid of. Dark. Oh, good. I'm not kidding. I have tried to go faster at this level by going out in the field and setting up, like, there's the rocks, by the way. That's why we're not allowed to stop moving at this point. I tried to go out in the field, like, early to, like, set up that, like, turret over there to make it, like, an automated firing turret. That's kept the Titans back, which has made things slower. I have tried in ways to make this level faster. Every time I do, I find a new way to softlock. I dislike this level immensely. So playing it normally there is actually kind of fast, which is nice. But being able to like get the Titans like coming towards you at the right times is also important. We got 2 levels left. With the start of the next level, Erwin's gonna gather up the gang and they're gonna go to their locals and they're gonna go play some Guilty Gear. You'll see in a second. I did that joke a little early. Erwin's a main, clearly. So for this level, we just have to get Chain Titans together. It looks like we can get straight to the end. We unfortunately can't. So what we need to do is hopefully get some good angles here. Very good. And then just keep going past. I'm stuck. Hello? That's not very good. So again, with field levels, something that I've been trying to explain for a while, you don't really have good access to like trees or buildings to be able to use your actual anchors. The nice thing is with this game, you can actually use the Titans themselves. How's that more focused? Okay. Thank you. So yeah, you see how he's like yellow in his middle? When that goes to red, I will not be able to like take my focus off that Titan until I take care of the Titan that is like actually focused onto me. Again, you can see with some Titans, I'm taking care of like one body part, so I can so I can actually then focus on like doing Levi's ability to take care of the Titan. Also, don't know how I got that much height there, but oops. You would think that you could just like run forward and take all the Titans to the end. Some of them get kind of stuck at the beginning. Some of them get kind of stuck at the beginning. So, oh, that's a counter. You don't normally see that. He grabbed me with his mouth. If you can hit the attack button at the right time, you counter it and basically do a counter attack. There's like a cutscene counter attack as well. You can do. It's a bit slower, so I'm glad I got that. You can also choose not to do it, which is obviously what we do. The move out of some of these Titans today is very different than usual. Okay, nice. Good, I got the chain. And with that, we just go in on this. And we get to find Dio again. So this is the reason why Levi is a lot better with blades, is the fact that he can chain targets. So we want to hit Dio's leg hit and hit his mate, which, as you can see, we just spin. With Levi, the definition is literally spin to win. So that's the Beast Titan. He's not having a good time right now. If you use the guns, there's actually a strap with the guns that you can use. There's a special set of bullets that can get rid of their actual like weakness protection in like one shot, and it also stuns them. So you can like chain that with the normal bullets and just keep going. This bit is also why Levi is just really so much better with blades in this level. There are a lot of Titans. We're going to take care of all of them. So start with his weak spot protection. If we get up to his name, thank you. I'm going to try and take care of a couple of enemies. Your final subjugation targets are the ones that are like really slow and they won't actually come to you that fast. So by doing this, a little concentration needed at parts. Need the one on the left. Go. They also, we don't want them like together, like too close to like the rest of the Titans, because it's then really hard to hit them, as you can probably guess. So taking care of them first is good. Also, by doing this, we can just basically change our targets, stop the slowdown that occurs with only the final subjugation targets. You can turn off in AOT the slowdown after taking care of Titans, which is really useful for obviously going a lot faster, but it makes it so that the game is a lot faster. Good. Nice level, actually. That wasn't too bad. Oh, good. As you can tell, it's very fast-paced and requires a lot of reflexes to go fast. So, now that we've gone to our locals, we played some Guilty Gear, it's time for our final level, which basically this is essentially every anime needs one of these. It's time for a beach level. We're going to the ocean. We'll go have a nice little frolic in the sea. But we are going to be spinning a lot. This level is a long one. It's also one where essentially we want to be at the right timing with our story markers, and then that way we don't have to worry too much about obviously what happens next. There's one bit in particular that can be a bit of a pain to do. But at the start of this, I'm just going to be spinning a bit. So Bobby, you got any donations? That'd be fantastic.
Awesome, I do. Thank you so much. We have a $25 donation from Wicked Ninjas saying, Froob, love your gameplay and the way you break things down. Rock on, brother.
Hey, thank you very much.
And we have a $20 donation from Not Your Average Tenor saying, slash them Titans. They stand no chance against the power of plot armor.
That's true.
And we have a $10 donation from Anonymous saying, always have to donate during a Froob run. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Alright, so the first bit is just basically take care of those Titans. We're going to put one of the automated artillery here, because we're actually going to be coming back to this part of the level at the end of it. We want to be around either this tree or the big tree, either one. The first time we want to take care of is over here. Essentially, we've got to get everyone over to that bit over there at the very end, but they're only going to move forward once we've dealt with the other Titans like this. And again, just being able to chain with Levi, as you can see, is just so much faster than using the guns. Like, it's absurd. It's genuinely a shame because the guns are really good. Again, bye, Armin. We are going to make sure that we stay in certain positions so that everything moves forward. If I move away from here right now, this will not count because Phlox appeared on the map and delayed this a tiny bit. We have to wait a tiny bit. That should be good at this point. I'm just going to wait just in case because this next bit is like really right next to us. Yep, good. Once it disappeared, I can move forward. The group we're supposed to be protecting is over there. If you just keep your eyes peeled, you'll notice as we go forward. Actually, wait a second. So we have to wait for Armin to join us. My rock. I'm staying on my rock. Also, weirdly enough, Plains missions are supposed to give you a horse. There's my horse. This is the first level that's given me a horse. But the group down there is the one we're supposed to meet up with, and as you'll see, there they are. This is why we make sure the story markers go off as they're supposed to. If they do, everything goes forward. So we want to take care of some of these Titans here. This is a bad angle. I can change.
Should we have put in like a pet the horse incentive on this one? Because like we're fighting giants and stuff.
Unfortunately, we can't pet the horse when you do not see me. Bad. Okay, that's good. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't pet the horse, but we can ride the horse. So the horse is actually not exactly fast. You can get several different horses in AOT 1, but the horses aren't that great, even for the Plains missions, because we basically like use all of our gas and dash along. One upgrade that both Armin and Levi have is the ability to dash twice. For field levels, that makes them faster than a horse. The nice thing you can do on horses, though, is you can replenish your gas and blades whilst, you know, you're moving, which is good. So, horses are decent for that, at least. So, just gotta wait for Phlox. You see what I mean? Gotta wait for Phlox to go through. This could have gone a little faster if we'd have done this a little bit quicker. And we head forward. They're gonna get one more set of Titans in front of them, which is why we're with them. I'm glad Hange jumps that rock. Ask any AOT 1 runner how they feel about Eren and trees. I don't know why, but that lad likes to get stuck on a tree, and it's infuriating. You have to make sure you are with them for this, because they will not finish this story marker unless you are with them. I found out in practice. Okay, now I leave the Blood Horse. It's a good horse. We need to go over here. This is where the first of our last 3 story markers is going to be. So again, as we said earlier, we want to go over here. This is why we put up one of the bases earlier. So we're going to go to you. It's a decent angle. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But these crawling Titans, usually I will just do Levi's like multi-hits in a row because it's a pain to be able to actually like get the actual weak spot. It's not good. Good. I want to start on that angle because that one will always, most of the time, be facing that direction, so we can just take care of him last. Nice. Good hit. Again, this is the nice thing about Levi's like multi-hitting attack is that you literally just have to like hit one like part of the body and you can just chain it. You can chain it to any body part. Doesn't matter the angle, doesn't matter like whether or not it's on the other side. Levi hits. So with this one done, we can head over this way. We're going to go me fan favorite Mikasa over on the other side of the level. Fortunately, Phlox's mission ran out. If we were to finish these missions, we would get the Thunder Spears, but as I said earlier, the Thunder Spears aren't too great when Levi just demolishes everything with blades. If you see Levi spinning like this, it's like a stronger attack that he does as well. Funny enough, the second strongest character is Mikasa, who does a lot of the same things that Levi does, for obvious reasons. So I want to be about up here. I think this is where Mikasa comes up next. You might think I want to like try and latch myself that wall. You can, but it's a pain because it's considered technically the outside of the map. Hello. Sometimes you just get thrown completely backwards and you get shoved off. So for this one, I just like kind of like staying there so I can build up a bit of speed. I can be a bit closer than that, so not too great. With Mikasa here is a different type of story marker. She is the marker, so we're going to have to follow her. But when she gets to certain points, we're going to spawn in enemies, and she's the last escort for this level, and then we're going to get into the final 3 enemies after that. So Bobby, if you've got any more donations, now is a perfect time.
I do. We have a bid war coming up, and this kid went towards it. $25 from Frederick E. saying, another year, another SGDQ. This goes toward naming the Peggle file after our most interesting Peggle runner. Now, I wanted to give an update on this as well, because it changed during this run. PogChamp is now the Peggle Deluxe file name that is currently in the lead with $840. Doug, who I believe that's what the donation was for, it's at second with $540. So you have another game after this to get that bid war in. You can choose that or any of the Castlevania incentives when you put in your donation amount. Be sure to select one or multiple if you want.
Yeah, good Peggle runs are very good to watch. It's really high level play. It's really impressive. I'm looking forward to that run. I'm looking for that run a lot. You got time for one or two more?
How about we do, let's do an anonymous train. How about that? Because we got a bunch of, or not anonymous, how about a no comment? Let's do some of these. We have a $10 donation from Zubatman with no comment, a $25 donation from Valerno with no comment, a $25 donation from McDog3 with no comment, and the double whammy, a $10 donation from Anonymous with no comment as well. All of that is appreciated, and it all goes towards Doctors Without Borders. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all very, very much for supporting the marathon. It is very much appreciated. Alright, so with that, that's the last set of Titans that's going to block off Mikasa. She's going to now run to the end. Again, make sure you stick close to her, because she's the story marker. If you don't stick close to her, it's not going to finish. Then we're going to get the last 3 enemies. There's going to be a whole bunch, but it's just the final subjugation targets, so we just have to hit the weak spots into the napes, and it will be time on the UI disappearing on the last one. If you would like to please carry on so I can finish this video, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. We are kind of going to try and go fast here. Thank you. But yeah, we should be hopefully getting quite close to the end. Usually, if we were to use guns, we would go and actually help Connie during escorting Mikasa, and we would go get the Gatling guns at that point. But again, as you've seen, Levi is ridiculous. Once the mission is a success, we want to go over here. There's a specific area that I want to get to, which is about here. This is where the final subjugation target will be. They will have a bunch of other Titans around them, so we are going to try and get the one that we want to. Most of these are going to be crawling, unfortunately, so it's a little bit of a pain to get to them. As you can see. That's one. Just like, there it is. So I've hit every spot but the one spot I need to hit. You right? That's 2. And this is the last one. Time is when the UI disappears. I can actually get around to the top of Titan, and this should be fine. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm running my own splits in the background. That's world record by 1.5 minutes. There you go.
Wow. Yeah.
There you go. That's world record by 1.5 minutes right there. I've been doing some runs as practice. I set like 1 in practice earlier. I wasn't expecting to do that well at this one. So GG. There you go. that was a good last time actually. Yeah. That's it from me. I don't really have that much in terms of shout outs. Just like, yeah, thank you for watching. Please keep watching the marathon. Yeah, have a good time. Cool.
was an amazing run. Thank you so much, Froob, for that and for hitting what you call your world record. Thank you so much for that. We do have a $5 donation from EBD that says, let's go, Froob. Amazing run. I agree. It was an amazing run. And you know what? We've got more amazing runs coming up here at Summer Games Done Quick 2023 right after this quick break. See you on the other side. You are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2023. Once again, my name is Bobby Blackwolf. We do have a run coming up next, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion with Desa and Big Sid. Desa has been around before, AGDQ 2023, running Medieval Resurrection, but this is Big Sid's debut on the GDQ stage. But before we get to that, we want to show you a word from one of our sponsors. It's Monday. We all know that. So we're working through a bunch of stuff right now. This is Summer Games Done Quick 2023. And now I do want to show you a word from one of our sponsors. All right. Thank you so much to our sponsors and everybody supporting SGDQ this time around. This has been an amazing event. And I do want to mention that we actually have hit over $150,000. I challenged y'all to see if we could hit it during that run, and we did. So thank you so much for all the support going towards Doctors Without Borders. Part of that was this $200 donation from Irrational Soup, saying, wake up to see Froob in the morning, and it is a great morning indeed. It was really good to see Froob here on the stage. That was a lot of fun. We have a $10,000 donation from DK Salfo saying, congrats on the world record, Froob. Thank you so much for that. And we have a $25 donation from Little Baby Gator that just says, Hoip. We have some donations in here for some upcoming incentives. We've got the bonus game 2 is up for the Symphony of the Night randomizer. We have a little over $2,500 of that out of the $60,000 that we need to get that added to the schedule. Going towards that is this $25 donation from Scooter saying, what is a donation? A miserable little pile of dollars. Enough talk. Have at you. We have a $250 donation from Plato 2876 that says, awesome run so far. Let's keep it going and add as much challenge and length to SGDQ 2023 as possible. We have a $25 donation from Symphony Sam that says Symphony of the Night is my favorite game of all time, so I gotta donate to get it on SGDQ this time. And we have a $15 donation from Mom6226 that says small donation for bonus game 2. Good luck, runners. Look, every donation amount counts and matters. $5, you're going to hear bigger amounts, but the $5 count just as much. And go to Doctors Without Borders, and it is all amazing. Thank you so much, and be sure to select an incentive or multiple incentives after you put in your amount on the donation screen. And I do want to say, in reference to the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon's upgrades, they've both been hit. So Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, any percent with the Out of Bounds upgrade, and the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 upgrade to veteran difficulty, both of those incentives have been hit and have been closed. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much for all of your donations. And part of that was this $10 donation from Adam the Feverish saying, putting $10 to that Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, any percent Out of Bounds upgrade incentive. I want more glitches. Well, Adam, you're going to get some more glitches. All right. There are also a lot of amazing prizes available. And now it's time for the prize team to shine a lamp on some of those prizes. What you got for us, prizes?